My. Let me tell you something. We have seen some pictures, but it's those like that. The amount of blood. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Gets our heart going every
I
time
was
we
gonna
see
say, there are there are no better matches. There is no better way to get us all hyped up and excited than a hardcore death match.
Mm-hmm. That's the perfect way to do it. That is the perfect way.
Oh, it's just there's again, I say it all the time. There's just something about that violence.
Something. I don't know. I can't even tell you what it is. Actually, I love that I built it up like I was gonna have something to say, and I'm like I don't because it's hard to explain. It's hard. It's really hard to explain. But yes, yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, hello and welcome back for those of you who were with us during our pre-show preview here just a little bit ago. But as you all know, we are Veronica.
And Tori Sloan.
Yes, and see, look, we've got Heather Irvin back with us.
Hello, beautiful ladies again. Well, hello back to you. You joined in with us again, so welcome back to the chaos.
Yes, and we all know that you are very familiar with our guest tonight because we do have Cousin Cooter with us once again. For most of our viewers tonight, you already know that we've had Cousin Cooter on our podcast before. He joined us on our Slam Stories episode, and it just wasn't enough time. It wasn't enough time. We didn't get a lot to it. And one of the cool things about Cousin Cooter is he fits in both more of a mild environment and a hardcore environment. So he now is also fitting for our newest podcast, Carnage Chronicles. So he is here with us tonight so that we can talk more about his career and those moments of his, those hardcore moments of his out there in the ring. Go ahead. I see there's a lot going on in chat, Tori.
It was just our Heather Irvin in here saying, Mr. Cousin Cooter, Ron Malik getting him. Yes, it is. That is exactly who we have with us today. And I am so excited to hear some of these stories because it was already incredible to have him live with us on Slam Stories. And those stories kept me rolling. So I am very excited to hear. Let's face it, there are going to be some more hilarious stories. There's going to be some insane stories. So I am all types of hyped. All types.
I am as well. He was already talking to us a little bit about some moments that he's remembering from his hardcore history. And we had to pause just for a moment because we had to get out here and get live. So I think we need to hurry up. We need to get this gentleman back out here because he was telling us a story that is very fitting for an opening question. So please, let's bring on Cousin Cooter.
Absolutely. Why would I not?
There he is. Hello, cousin. We've got some fans there. I don't know if you've seen the chat or heard what we were saying, but they have been showing you some love out there, especially some Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling fans, to be precise. I'll let you go ahead and address them fast.
I just want to say I can't wait to get back over there to have a good time shooting. It could be a hardcore match with Pondo. Won't be the first time, won't be the last time.
That'd be awesome.
NC-17, my little brothers, we can take it out back in the day like we did back in the day. I mean, it doesn't matter. We had some hardcore matches with them too, so it doesn't matter. As long as the stories get told, like doing the hardcore matches, that's what matters to me. So more blood, more the merrier.
See, he gets it. I mean, that's just the way Tori and I are. I mean, there's just something about hardcore wrestling. I think it's all, how it gets all that bodily fluid flowing, and I'm not talking just about the blood. Tori?
I love you spun it to me like, you can't get me. You can't get me.
See what I did there? See, you're not here to hit me. You can't silence me. And I just go.
She's like,
I know, gotta keep an eye on her. You do know I do have the right to mute you, right?
oh, no way.
I do. So you cannot get too crazy or I will hit the mute button. That's what happens when I have all the control.
I would never get too crazy. You act like I am passionate about this shit.
Cooter,
Just a little bit.
thank you. Thank you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go do your little chat thing, Tori. I'll be quiet for a moment. I spun it to you anyway. Why are you still talking to me?
Oh my gosh. Well, we've just got the chat. We've got Heather Gish in here. Hello, Cousin Cooter. Awesome to see you. Heather Irvin. Hello, Cousin Cooter. So again, much love, especially from the SMPW fans. Absolutely loving to see you on our screen.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Like I said, I like to get back over there. It's just we have to get on the same schedule as what I got going on now. Coming in at end of 25. I mean, we still got some dates. We're all the way booked up through going into 26. So it's just we have to get Sam on the same date with me. Then we should be good. I just need to get those dates from Sam, and I'll be back over for sure.
There we go. Love to see it. I love that Heather Irvin is calling BS on you, Veronica.
Okay. What I do?
Probably you saying you're gonna be quiet or behave or anything. So yeah, Veronica. Don't make them call BS on you.
Well, you know, they've tried to silence me before. Pretty loud. You can take that however you want.
The mute button. We were kind of in chat. I'm spinning it officially back to you, Veronica, so you can start interrogating poor Cousin Cooter.
Let's go. What we got?
Well, we're gonna go and do just as I said. We're gonna you're gonna have to backtrack just a little bit, but we're gonna pick up on that story that you were starting to tell, and I want to know when you first debuted in hardcore matches, if you would, sir.
Oh, that had been. We're talking about 2003. I think is when Dothan, Alabama. I went down there with one of my original trainers, and we got down to Dothan. It was a hot night. It was probably we're like if you'd ever been to Southern Alabama in the summer, it's like the heat is just crazy. The humidity is like one of the hottest shows I've ever been on, and like. For one, like Kamala, the original Kamala was there, and I watched him just walk out to the ring, and he was like blown up getting to the ring. This is how hot it was. And we're talking about 10 roof, probably about seats like 5,000 people, but we only had probably about 300 or 400 people that night.
Oh wow!
And they said, "How you feel like doing hardcore?" I was like, "Whatever you want me to do, sir." You know, he was my trainer, and we got down there and we just did it. I mean, I ended up getting handcuffed to the barricade on the outskirts of it, didn't getting smashed in quite a bit. But like my story I was telling you is like make a funny story about that situation was I grew up eating oatmeal. And we showed up down there. And we was at the hotel. The promoters. We ended up going to the Waffle House, and of course, I'm looking at the menu and said, "Hey, I want everything on this, but the mashed potatoes." And he's like, "Mashed potatoes? Where you see mashed potatoes at?" And I'm like, "Hey, right there. I don't want everything on this about that mashed potatoes." They said, "That's grits." So I was like, "What the hell is a grit?" I never even heard of him before. You know what I'm saying? And so that was, how they started that night, started the match off. They cut a promo. They say, "You're a hillbilly, right?" I'm like, yeah. They say, "How far up north?" They stop selling grits. I like, dude, I'm just telling you, I'm Southern, but I never grew up on grits. It was always oatmeal. So I didn't know what a grit was. So they just tried to bust me out. It was funny. But yeah, that was my first, I want to say, hardcore match I done. And like I said, my trainer Spaz, we went down there. He was an extreme icon of hardcore wrestling down in Madison, Indiana.
Mhm.
So yeah, he was like my third trainer in the business.
Wow.
So
Well, it sounds like you handled yourself well.
oh yeah,
I
it was
think I
fun
would have
time.
been an absolute nervous wreck, but
Oh, I was nervous, not gonna lie, but it's like someone's like popping your cherry. You know what I'm saying? You have to pop it sooner or later. So
that's true. That's true. After the fact, after you got one under your belt, was it easier that second time? Were you hooked?
yeah. I mean, because wrestling to me is like like nowadays is like everybody's like they're not as some or like get mad about being too physical, I guess. But
Mhm.
we're in a contact sport, so I mean, if I get hit, I get hit. I'd rather be hit, not to be hit. There's some guys I ain't gonna mention any names. Even a guy that was over at SNPW
Mhm.
that didn't like getting, I guess, hit a little bit. I can't say I didn't stiff him. It was snug. There's a difference between the stiff and the snug. So I mean, it is what it is. That's how I was trained. So
Mhm.
I mean, if you think I stiff you, you stiff me back. But I'm going to tell you, I've been hit by a lot of people and a lot of things, and trust me, unless you knock me out, you ain't gonna hear a complaint out of me.
I don't know. I can't imagine being knocked out like that. But what is the scariest weapon you've ever gone up against?
Scariest weapons.
Uh-huh.
I would say it was scary but funny to me because wasn't scary to me, but it was the funniest thing to me because everybody else freaked out about it. I was in Kentucky and we did a fans bring the weapons match, and this fan brought this big wooden baseball bat. It had like 9-inch nails sticking out of it, and everybody was afraid of it. Now I look back and I told my partner, I said, "We're going to use this baseball bat." He goes, "No, we're not." I said, "Yes, we are." Said, "This fan brought it. We're going to use it." He goes, "We're not going to use it." Finally, I was just saying, "We're going to use it one way or another. We're going to use it." So trust me. He's like, "All right." I say, "You're the one that's supposed to be crazy. I'm just supposed to be your sidekick." But yeah, I had a couple. I had a couple buddies that I used to wrestle with that was crazier in the hardcore stuff than what I was. I was just there just to be the gimmick, as everybody would say. And did the hardcore stuff. They didn't know how to wrestle. They just knew how to do the hardcore stuff.
Okay.
So therefore, I get stuck in hardcore matches because that's all they knew how to do.
Right.
And the promoters knew I can take all the hits. So I just got stuck with doing it. Then I did that till I do it every once in a while. I mean, before there was death matches,
Mhm.
hardcore was like death matches back in the day.
Okay.
They just didn't call them death matches. You know, um, I mean, when you got fans in Kentucky, which is, I mean, as I say, they're about as crazy as the fans in Illinois that I've seen so far. If you can tell your fans at Illinois that, hey, it's fans bringing weapons now, I imagine you get some crazy ass weapons.
Oh yeah.
These fans in Kentucky, they just brought it all, and it was just like super crazy. I mean, shoot, I saw my tag partner get lit up in like a fireball. He got second, third degree burns from getting lit up.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, but I mean, that picture that you guys actually posted happened, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was. And
Okay.
that was a fans bringing weapons match up in Muncie, Indiana. It was against my ex-brother-in-law. And we did a fans bringing weapons, and we also did a false count anywhere match.
Oh.
So that incident that with all that blood was actually he pounded me with a log chain. So he was hitting me. I mean, he smoked me. I was like, "Hey, I guess I'm bleeding." He goes, I go, "How good is it?" He goes, "It's not good enough yet." I was like, "Well, keep on pounding on it. You know, I can take it. Just keep on pounding it to just fucking just let it flow." And finally, he hit me about 3 times, and finally just gushed out. So I was like, "Yep, that's all I needed." So
And see, I was going to ask what made your head bleed like that too. Oof.
yeah, it was like it was funny because it bled so good that I went off the second rope and do a double axe handle, and I ended up hitting my own partner of the group. And split rail is like, I want to say about 450.
Mhm.
And he picked me up and he gave me a choke slam right after that. And he said when I landed, he said it was just squirting out of my head.
Oh.
He said so, but I mean, it's just like all depends where I was at is how fun it was. So I had like Clyde, Suicide Clyde. We did this gimmick called the Thrill Billies. It was me and Suicide Clyde and his wife at the time, Michelle. We was called Thrill Billies. We did, well, actually all the way down to Tell City, Evansville, Northern Kentucky. I mean, we took this place everywhere with the Thrill Billies. And like I said, Clyde is just, he's dead now, but he is just one crazy guy. He didn't know how to work. But that night that I watched him the first time. That was the first time we ever got teamed up, was when he got lit up in like a fireball. So what was they doused him with the lighter fluid, and they went to light him and didn't lit. So I'm like, "What's going on?" He said, "They got the wrong fluid." I was like, "Okay." So we kept on going. Next thing you know, this guy grabs a hold of his shirt and just like shakes it open, and just got the air underneath his shirt. Then I fucking lit him up again, and he just blew up in a big old fireball. All you saw was this fireball actually going down the ringside, and he ran towards the back end by the entranceway. And then he's trying to rip off his clothes, and you can just smell the skin. It was just terrible and scary at the moment. That was probably about the scariest moment I ever had, because it was like, it was not scary on me, it was scary for my own tag partner.
Right.
So, but
Well, no,
yeah,
it just
we
shows you
also,
how fast something can go wrong. It's scary stuff.
things happens,
Mhm.
Plus when you add the weapons to it, anything can happen. Barbed wire. Oh, probably the best. I'm going to tell you, probably the best hardcore match I ever did. I'm going to say hardcore because, like I said, it wasn't hardcore. It wasn't no death matches back then. It was just either wrestling or hardcore wrestling. It was a fatal 4-way against me, AZK, this guy named Rocco, and Ben Baker. It was a fatal 4-way. It was in Springfield, Indiana. And dude, there was not a dry spot in that ring by the time we was done.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
We busted two baseball bats that had barbed wire on it. We had light tubes, we had all that. And it was like I had my eyebrow basically ripped out during the barbed wire match. Yeah, he stuck that barbed wire on top of my face, and next thing he pulled it up, and the barbed wire like got stuck in my eyebrow and just totally ripped it.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
It was fun.
I'm not saying it
You're
wasn't
like,
most likely a hell of a show. I'm just saying.
I mean,
Oh,
it's funny because AZK hit Ben that night with a stop sign. He hit him so hard it rung my bell, and I was like 2 feet away from him because I couldn't hear nothing what was going on.
yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
he just totally smoked him. I'm like, I have no idea why I hear is ringing. So
I imagine you guys have had a few of those moments. Oh, I hate it. I hate to think how awful it is because at the same time I love it because that's why it's kind of like it's my favorite type of wrestling. But Tori, really quick, I see there was some movement in chat. I'm going to let you take over for just a moment.
yes, it was. Our Heather Irvin was in the chat saying, but Veronica always says no pizza cutters.
Oh,
And I mean, come on, we all know you. Just one. You don't want to see at least one pizza cutter be used
no.
in a match?
hey, I'd rather have a pizza cutter than a cheese grater.
And to think Veronica thinks the cheese grater is less scary than a pizza cutter.
No.
The cheese grater seems so much worse.
Yeah, it is. Because you got the multiple of the cheese grater instead of that one pizza cutter. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got that one little, but when you got the multiple. Bad thing about it, I'm the one that buys all that stuff too. So like the last hardcore match I actually did, we did it a couple years ago for Big Country. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he passed away. So we did a memorial show at a mud pit.
Okay.
So we did a gauntlet match, a hardcore gauntlet match to represent him. And it was like 5 of us in this gauntlet match. And they basically used all the weapons throughout the whole entire first part of the gauntlet. So it's like, for me, I was like, by the time it came down to me at the end in Big Ben, I was like, well, they used everything. So therefore, the only thing they didn't do was what I planned for the finish. And I was like, well, we're going to hit the mud pit. Well, surprisingly, that I wasn't expecting what happened going into the mud pit. So there was a guy that had a cut off Pontiac Grand Am, and there's like 3 different sizes of mud pits that they had at this mud pit. So they had just a regular small, mud pit for like the 4-wheelers and stuff, and they had a medium size, and they had the deep ones for the big trucks. Well, we asked this guy about using his car to go down. I was like, hey, let's use his car. And they said, well, if he allows you to use his car, then yeah. So I went over and asked him and said, hey, can I borrow your car for the end of my match today? And he said, you can. I said, you can drive. I don't care. You can drive. He's like, all right. I said, we're just going straight to the mud pit. That's the only thing you have to do. And so me and Ben were fighting it out. We fought it all the way out to this guy's car. This other guy just was there out of the blue. It was like his buddy or something. He actually pulls me into the car. So it's like dumps me in. So I'm laying down, face down on the floorboard, and there's like glass everywhere. I'm like, holy crap! This is gonna. Then all I heard was go, go, go. Then this guy just straight up hits the gas. We're going like 50 miles an hour, and we hit this mud pit straight 50 miles an hour. You can just see the water just spread. But then this guy, it was funny because this guy that was in the passenger side seat, he got up there. He thought he was going to be bad and just try to hit the window, I guess. I don't know, like the car door. Then he hits me like twice, straight up jacks me twice. And I'm like, dude, I looked straight up at him and said, dude, you hit me one more freaking fucking time, I'm going to beat your ass right here in this mud pit. I don't care. And Ben, Yeah, even though me and Ben Bigger, we fought for 20 years plus, and a lot of the shows that we're on, they always put us together because we just go out there and just bang it out.
Mhm.
There's just nothing but throw 'em. It can be a hardcore match. It can be a Falls Count Anywhere match. We just throw it out there.
Mhm.
So when we did this show, that's what we was doing. So Ben, as a buddy of mine, he was cocked ready to just jack this guy in the jaw, and I just gave Ben that look like, one more time, dude, and that's it. It's over. And he learned after when I told him, hey, one more time, you're gonna be done. And he's like, man, I'm sorry, man. I meant to hit the door. I was like, well, you hit me twice.
A complete
I said,
accident.
I can take. And it's funny. The funniest thing about that was like Ben ended up getting hurt, so they had to end up pulling the car out. Then we had to get another truck out there to help Ben get out of the car because he got trapped in between the driver's side door and the driver's side seat with his knee, and he actually pulled his thigh, I guess. And but we're in there, and afterwards the guy's like, dude, this guy's legit, man. I hit him like 3 times, man. Legitly hit him 3 times. And I'm like, dude, calm down. I said, yeah, you got me through 2 times, but if you want to say 3, that's you. But I'm telling you, you got me twice, and you wasn't getting a third because I don't deal with that. I don't like getting hit in the face at all. But
Good. Gotta protect the face.
wrestling,
I say it all the time.
I mean, wrestling's a different thing. I don't care about shit happens. But when a fan, no, I'll give you that warning. If you do it again after that, it's on.
I don't blame you.
What happens. So,
There's a few
but
times Tori and I have seen fans get a little too aggressive.
Oh yeah.
we actually seen like a couple of them get knocked out before. We did a show in Bloomington, Indiana, and it was at a bar. And next thing you knew, this guy he got me in the corner. He gave me some punches, The next thing you know, this one comes like right by my nose and he's like totally misses me. I'm like, what the hell was that? And I turn around and I heard him. He's like, you get back up on this ring, you're gonna be fucking dead. And I look down, and this guy's like laid out on the floor. I'm like, what just happened? And dude, by the time this guy's face is like right here, is just all swelled up. He's like, I'm gonna call the cops. He's like, call the cops, dude, because you jumped on the ring. That's your fault.
Yep.
I was like, hey, fair game. So,
Nope. You're not wrong.
but no, and other than that, the first time when I wrestled Pondo,
Mhm.
The first time I ever wrestled Pondo, it was supposed to be like a regular match.
Okay.
No, and that's why I got told anyways. So I go out there just, hey, just ready for a regular match. And Pondo comes out there and he's like, who the heck comes out into a hardcore match with nothing? And I'm like, wait a minute. They didn't tell me it was a hardcore match. They just told me it was a regular match. Well, Pondo brought all his stuff out, of course, and I had to take most of that. So but it was funny. It was fun because it was like getting stapled. That I mean, we're putting like $5 bills. He's putting $5 bills on my body all over, and it's like, dude, yeah. But I think the worst one was he stapled me on the forehead, and it was like he got me like right on top of the head. Well, then he did his signature stop sign shot, and I never ever, even on chair shots, put my hands up for protection. Never ever. I'd rather just take it. And for some odd reason that night, that first stop sign shot, I threw my hands up, and Pondo's like, "Don't put your hands up." Then he's like, here we go again, and he threw it at this time and straight up smoked me. And when we went to get that staple was stuck in my skull. We had to take pliers and just wiggle it out all the way out because it was like stuck.
Oh my god.
Tori, tell me, because when we were, I don't think it was the last time we were there, but the time before that, it was at Noble Pro Wrestling, and it was TJ Kellis and Dave Walker.
Yes.
And you were not taking the stapling very well. So I would love to hear your opinion on all this lovely stuff that you just said.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is, but anytime I see that fucking stapler, no, because I saw what they were doing. I just can't get over the fact that you were straight up stapling things to your body. Because we've seen dollar bills. You said you have $5. It was like a sign. I don't remember what it said. Because I just can't. I don't have anything to say to it except, oh, well.
So is the stapler your pizza cutter?
I just can't do it because I know that later they had to pull it out. It's
just like thumbtacks. I mean, eventually all you have to do is just pull them out, you know. So
sometimes it's not that bad though, in my opinion.
What
they're just
they're no bigger than the staplers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nod your head over there. You're the one who would take a pizza cutter over a cheese grater.
I could say this because I don't work there no more. But anyways, I used to work at this company that used to have these like big industrial staplers where it's just a handle and you just smack them on the cardboard to staple the cardboard to the sticks. Well, I used to just joke around with it and just like, I used to line it up like right down my arm, like boom, 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 all the way down. And just got used to it. So
not something that I would choose to do voluntarily.
It's just stuff that like, it's fun to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate you doing it. Again, this is the fucking bullshit that I love, but I'm just saying I'll just watch.
We're gonna let you do that. That's it.
Well,
you have fun.
Like I said, anymore, it has to have a good storyline for that. I'm not knocking no deathmatch people.
Yeah.
They do what they do. They're awesome what they do. They're fun to watch. But my body can't take it no more. You guys are like young to me, so therefore, I've been around this business, been through a lot through this business, and doing a regular death match, as they call it now, there's no way. I've been through back surgeries, I've been through knee surgeries and stuff like that. My body can't take that much.
Yeah.
So I always pick and choose and make sure it has a good storyline to go with what I'm going to do before I do it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would blame you. Not one bit.
So, I mean, I'm 24 years in, and, I've been through a lot within the first 10 years of the business with the hardcore stuff. And so after I had that back surgery, I had to go back to having fun, just entertaining, because, I have to, I got shorter since I had back surgery. So I used to be like almost 6'1". Now I'm 5'11". So.
Well, if there was anything that, you could do that you hadn't gotten to do before you decided that you just couldn't go on with the hardcore type wrestling, if for some reason you were able to go back and do it again, what would it be? Or did you try everything that you?
The only thing, my number one rule in the business, and this is where it comes to deathmatch, I love watching it, is my number one rule, I don't do light tubes. Okay. I know light tubes are amazing and they're easy to be used, but the thing is like, I hear this a lot of times, is like the glass will stay in your skin for months at a time.
Oh, wow.
So therefore, that's where it's like, I don't want it to be like a month later, all of a sudden I got a piece of glass coming out of my skin. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and that's my number one. I mean, I always use them if it comes down to it. I have used them outside the ring, and the match ended up being eventually going back in the ring, but there'd be no glass inside the ring. All that stuff's on the outside. As long as it's outside the ring, I don't care. But once it gets inside the ring, that's where I have a problem with. But I mean, that's my number one rule. Is just that's the only one I don't care about. You know what I'm saying? Very, very much about. You know, I mean, I got in trouble at least at one show. First match, we did an outside show, and the buddy of mine had a whole box of light tubes, and the booker got mad at us because he put us on first, and I was like, which we didn't tell him what we had, because every time I did tell him about doing something, because we was like building up the storyline. I was building up the storyline with somebody. Each time I tell what I wanted to do, it would be a chairs match, it'd be a ladder match, a TLC match. He gave it to somebody else. So by this point, I was like, you know what? Don't say a word. We set the ring up. Everybody else was ready, and he's like, "Hey, you guys are on first." I'm like, "Why don't you put one of these other guys up there?" We had to set up the ring and everything else, and we're not even dressed yet. Just send them out first. And he's like, "No, you guys are out first." Like, all right. So we had the light tubes ready, and we went out there and used them. And next thing you know, the Burker got a little mad at us and about using light tubes in the first match. I was like, "Well, you know what? It is what it is, Me and that Burker.
Told him you didn't want to go first.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
But I mean, it was a love-hate relationship at that point, between me and that Burger. We had a good relationship, and be honest with you, I got cleaned up, and so he didn't get his stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? So once he didn't get his stuff no more, then our relationship went downhill. So
that sucks. But like I said, you didn't want to go first anyway. He should have been a little more clear, right? It sounds like you guys were pressured.
Yeah.
Not guilty.
Not
yeah.
Tori, did you want to go ahead and catch up in chat really fast?
Yes, let me go ahead. We had Heather Gish in here saying exactly, agreeing to Heather Irvin about you and saying no to pizza cutters. He said exactly, just be glad Veronica didn't see pizza cutters or get butt whipping. What did you do that you would have to get your butt whooped? What'd you do?
Me?
Apparently. You are lucky that you didn't. So I don't know what Gish has heard, but apparently you're lucky you didn't get it.
Okay.
What did
Not getting whipped isn't being lucky. Let me just clarify.
I'm going to wait to see if she says what you did wrong. Because you were behaving pretty well in the live before this and post-match.
That's because I do behave.
No, you don't. Don't even lie.
Now, I'll tell you what, that old boy that you guys had on, that week before that show down in Illinois, what was his name?
Buddy Babcock?
Yeah, Betty Babcock. Now, that weapon that he had looked kind of scary, but it looked like it could be fun. I ain't gonna lie.
He's like, I'm just putting it out there. I would totally take that weapon.
I mean, the nail looked like he had nails, but it was a knife with his butcher knife with the nails in it. It was like, yeah, that could be kind of weird and freaky looking, but it could be easily be used in fun. So, like I said,
I'm sure you could be quite creative with it, but still.
Aaron Cooter, there's no telling what he would be using with that weapon with.
Insane.
Literally, but I mean that is why we like it. Heather Irvin is calling BS on you, Veronica, once again. Don't you love it? Don't you love it when they call you out for bullshit? Isn't it great?
I just don't understand what you all are seeing. I'm being very, very well behaved, which is hard because I mean, this is Cooter, okay? But I have no respect whatsoever.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Okay. Oh, here, Geisha said, I meant the wrestlers will get their butt whips if they had pizza cutters. Oh, aha. She does threaten that.
I did. That's true. Yes.
I think that's why I got scared. They got scared of me about booking this past weekend. The second half of the show is all in the cage match, and I was like, the last time I was in their cage match, that was the first match out, and I ended up bleeding first. So it was like, and it was just a straight up old boy just smashed my face against the cage, and we went down. I caught the burr on the cage and fucking gashed me open. I was like. And the kid like freaked out on me, like dude thought I was like legit hurt, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm bleeding. Cool."
Great, sounds awesome.
So,
off to a great
but
start.
he got pretty good. So, that's a good way to start the show. So, but yeah, I think that's what they tried to avoid this time. I guess I don't know, because I was like cage match, second half of the show, put me in.
I love it. I want to see one of those. Somebody needs to hurry up and put one of those in their shows.
One match I did tell them the other night is like one match I like to do is do like a Hell in a Cell inside the cage, but all weapons inside.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Before I retire, that's one thing I want to do. So
that sounds like something that would be up Johnny B's alley.
Yes, I feel like I need to at Johnny B right now because it sounds like we found him another opponent that he needs to throw in that cage.
In that cage, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. That's one thing I do is other than hardcore wrestling, I love cage matches. I don't care if it's singles, free for all. Shoot, a couple years ago we did like a scramble, and it was like we had barbed wire stuck inside the cage. And my brother-in-law was in the cage, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on blood thinners. I can't bleed." And I was like, "All right, one way or another, I'm gonna make you bleed before the night's over." I'm gonna lie. I was like, so like I got stuck in the barbed wire in the corner with the barbed wire, and he came and did his like stinger splash, and I kind of sidestepped out of the way, and he kind of bit this sucker. So I was like, I'm not the only one in this gonna bleed, people. So.
Hell no. More blood. Always more blood, more violence. Come on.
Exactly. Isn't that why we like it? That's why I love that Heather Irvin said that'd be awesome. It would be awesome. I feel like I need to make contact with Mr. Johnny B.
I was gonna say you need to jump over there and you need to add him.
Be like, Johnny B. I wonder if I can do it? I don't think I can do it all through here.
Where's he from? Where's Johnny B from?
I know he's down. I think he's still in Illinois, I believe. I'm not sure exactly where, but down towards St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, get a cage, buddy. Let's go.
Well, Johnny B is actually putting on a show. So he's looking for wrestlers and whatnot. So that's why we're gonna let him know what you said. We're gonna tell on you.
Yes.
Hey, 2026, I'm open. Just first come, first serve is how I just told my wife. First come, first serve. If we get it booked, we get it down, we're there. So
awesome. I love to hear it. I think that would be absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna tell on him, right, Tori?
Oh, I'm actually looking at it right now. Jumping on that because yes, I need to see it, and I know it's going to be spectacular.
Agreed.
Hey, as long as if he has kendo sticks, all I ask is fucking just lay me out. That's all I ask. Don't be no pussy about it.
Oh,
I like that.
No, seriously, I'm going to tell you what happened. So
Okay.
2005, I went to the NWA convention, right?
Mhm.
It's national, we're talking about national alliance, wrestling alliance. You're talking about everybody from everywhere coming into Tennessee to do this 3 day basically wrestle fest, and I got thrown in the last second, and it was me, AZK at the time, and we was against LA Players, I think is who we was facing against, and they end up hitting us with kendo stick afterwards. Well, it was plain as day if you can watch, if you can find the video, plain as day because it's in the NWA archives.
Mhm.
But you can see them actually hitting the mat with the kendo stick. So from that point on, after that point, because we're talking like national, we got Terry Taylor, we got Jim
Yeah.
Cornette, we got Abyss, we got all these guys down here checking out everybody on this Saturday night, and I'm like, dude, you did not hit us with the kendo sticks. So from then on, I straight up told him, I said, listen, if you're gonna hit me, you need to fucking hit me. I do
Yeah.
not, I don't like it. As long as it's not in the face, I'm good.
Fair
You don't, you can hit me anywhere you want, just not in the face, legit, with the kendo stick. But
Mhm.
I'll take a kendo stick shot anywhere. That's just like a chair shot. I tell you what, the best chair shots I ever took from a guy named Ox Harley. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him.
Mm-mm.
He was my original trainer.
Okay.
And then there was a documentary that we did up here in Indiana, and the chair shot that he gave me that night was the best chair shot I ever took in the business. And I tell you, it broke the chair.
Oh, shit.
That's how bad he hit me so hard it broke the chair. The security guy that came in after that, he just like slid in, and I worked with this guy. It's funny because I worked with this guy, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do security?" He goes, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, we're gonna give you a security spot." So he gets up in the ring and just stands right face to face with Ox, and Ox just like, and the chair's already broken, and Ox laid him out with this chair, and since it was broke, it actually gave him like a 10-inch gash down his fucking arm, like
Oh.
that, and it just like split wide. And I was like, dude, yeah. And of course, we're doing this documentary, and you're filming me coming through the locker room. I was like, hey, that's pro wrestling, guys. It's pro
Yeah.
wrestling right there. But I've been hit so light with chairs, they hurt worse than the ones I'd rather take a real shot.
I
So
can see it.
as long as you're not a pussy with it, I don't care.
If you're gonna get in there, just get in there and go for it. What else are you gonna have an opportunity like this? That's how I would look at it.
Well, and the thing is, and I'm going to say this say this out loud, and some of the young guys can back on this. As long as if you can tell a story while you're doing these matches, it's
Mhm.
gravy. But if you go out there just swing away, just to swing away and not tell a story, it's not worth it. You guys ain't doing your jobs. Period. Because I seen matches where they just go out there. Here's a light tube. Here's a light tube. Here's a light tube. Here's a light tube. Boom, 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 boom. And there's no storytelling. You have to tell a story to do your matches. Good versus evil, straight up. If you guys can't tell, if you guys just want to go do your backyards, bring your backyard stuff into professional wrestling, then keep it in the backyard. But if you can tell a story by doing this, more power to you. That's why Mickey Knuckles, Madman Pondo, they're the ones I watch the most because it's like, because I know both of them personally, and it's just great watching definitely what Mickey's doing, being the female out there doing all this stuff. Like right now, she's overseas, she's overseas right now, doing it. Pondo, of course, he's back and forth from Japan. I mean, Pondo, like I said, Pondo, you guys might not like him because he's like, he's the madman, he's the evil guy. But I'm just telling you, as a person, I like Pondo. He's a good guy. He treated me with respect, you know. Even after that first match I had with him, where I threw up my hands and I shouldn't have. I knew better, but shit happens. Just a reaction, I guess. So, but it's great. So, but yeah, so Ox, I'm gonna go back and talk about Ox real quick. Ox was my original trainer, and Ox was like a very old school type of trainer.
Okay.
So Ox really, first time I ever bled in the ring was the first day of training, and Ox basically beat my ass in the corner and left me there to bleed. Because I was like, hey, sir, just tell me what I need to know. And once I learn what I need to know, I can listen. Then all of a sudden, he busted out the Carnage stuff on me. And I had no idea what Carnage was at the time. And he just straight up laid me out. I mean, he just beat me up. My nose bleeding, my ears bleeding, mouth busting my mouth. I mean, I'm bleeding from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He just beat my ass. Yeah, and I came back the next month. And he's like, son, he goes, I didn't think he was going to come back. And I was like, no. I got a lot of heart, dude. You can beat my ass all you want. I can take it. Ain't nothing that nobody can do in this business. That's what I've been through already in my life. Because I got the scars to prove. So unless you knock me out, I'm fighting. Period. I've been hit with TVs. I mean, Veronica, remember those box, the square TVs with the radio on the side? Remember those?
Yeah.
So my ex came to the show and I didn't want to deal with her one time. And I was like, hey, I told you this tag team I was wrestling. So I was like, hey, I got this TV in my car. Like, it's not gutted. It's straight up. It's a straight shoot TV. I said, I want you to hit me with it. They're like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. I just don't want to deal with the X outside. So I want to just stay in the back. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, dude, if you don't hit me with this, then I'm going to be swinging. And dude, straight up, he smoked me with that. And you, like I said, they got a metal brace on the inside.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, he bent that brace over top of my head.
Oh.
And I was like, cut down, over, everywhere. And I was just like, shit.
I just
But
know
then,
how
of course,
heavy those box TVs are. Holy shit.
yeah, that was terrible. So I was like, oh, that was a one and done type of deal there. I was like, never do that again. Then I ended up having to deal with her anyway because she's the only one that had any fucking Tylenol or anything in the building. And I'm like, oh, God dang. So I like still got to deal with her, but yeah, it's all right,
Oh, hey, you tried. You tried. That's insane. I love it. But that's exactly why we love hardcore wrestling, because guys like you are out there doing it, because you guys make it a lot of fun. So tell us, where can everyone see you? And I know you don't do hardcore anymore, but we want to know about all of it. Where are you fighting next?
Next weekend I'll be in Jeffersonville, Indiana for TCW. Actually, I don't know if I'll be Cooter or never know. The whistle might be blown and Psycho Sid might show up.
Mm-hmm.
That you guys have not met yet.
That we have not.
Ooh.
Intriguing.
Psycho Sid actually made his debut down there last month. So he came out after about an 8-year in the hospital. So it was Psycho Ward 8 years, That's coming out sooner or later.
See, Tori, we need to start paying attention. I gotta find out who this guy is.
Oh yeah, gonna definitely
He
have to
knows
check
what
that.
he's doing, Fran Nancy.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Oh yes. We're most definitely going to have to check out that promotion because I gotta get the inside scoop on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they do have a podcast that's coming down there. I don't know who they are yet, but they do. I do know that they're gonna have a podcast, and they're having. So I don't know. See, because I got that next week. Halloween night. Actually, I got some shows in between for WCWO. We're doing like a trunk or treat up at the Indianapolis. Couple different days next after that. We got one that's at the building. We're doing a trunk or treat. We also got a trunk or treat at the Hannah House, which is I'm gonna say it's a haunted house that's up in Indy.
Okay.
But it's up there. It's an old house that somebody restored and supposedly haunted. So we're gonna be doing something up there. So then on October 31st, I'm actually doing a show in Oolitic, Indiana, which is just the town north of Bedford.
Okay.
They're gonna be I guess a little Halloween hardcore match there for the main event. NC-17 versus AZK and Levi Motionless.
All right.
So then I can't tell you who I'm teaming up. I'll be in a tag team match also as Cousin Cooter, and I do believe we're wrestling this tag team from West Virginia that's going to be coming up. So that should be fun. Called the Dragon Click. Red Dragon Click, I guess is what Red Dragon, Black Dragon, whatever they are. I don't know that much about them yet. Then on November 1st, it's Halloween night. So on Friday, they moved the show for the WCW runs every Friday night. They're going to change it to Saturday night so they don't mess around with the trick or treating for Indianapolis.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing November 1st up there. So a little bit busy. Then my boy. On the serious note, let me talk serious real quick. Just a personal little personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, ladies, people that's listening. As a brother in the business, be respectful, love each other, because you never know when your time's up. Indiana wrestling, period, has lost a guy just this past weekend, Mark Houston. Then we also, at the Dub, we actually lost one of the managers that we have up there. His name is Todd. His wife passed away fighting cancer past couple years. She finally passed away over the weekend also. So seriously, love each other, have each other's back, because that you don't know when it's your time. Both these kind of hit home because I knew Mark. I wrestled against Mark. I wrestled with Mark. I still can't believe that whatever happened because I don't know all the details about Mark. But for Chris, she fought fought cancer for a minute, and apparently it beat her. So hopefully we'll try to get, once everything calms down, and try to do a memorial show for her, hopefully. So, and I'm trying to work on something about maybe getting a belt made just for that. So
that would be nice. I think that would mean a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, we do a memorial show once a year for Don Basher. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He was Don Basher started WCWO. It's one of the longest running promotions ever in Indiana.
Okay.
other than Hoosier Pro ran for a good 22 years, 23 years before it got shut down. I wish, I just saw fans Saturday that, I haven't been over in this place in 15 years. And, they're like, I'm getting messages like, hey, is he really, these fans want to know if you're really here because just by your pictures, they don't recognize you. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I'm really here, my stuff's out there, all the chickens are out there, we're selling chickens, and yeah, I'm here. But then once I got out there and talked to those fans, and they was like, yeah, we haven't seen you, for so long. I was like, well, I haven't been here in like 15 years. So it's like, yeah, the last time you guys probably saw me, I was well over 320 something pounds. I lost over 100 pounds since y'all saw me last. So therefore, yeah, you guys gonna see totally different, what I am now and what I was back then. So, But yeah, just a serious note. Just seriously, at the end of the day, even with me, I mean, I got some issues with some people, and at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters in this business, no matter what. And if I met you once, if I met you twice, we're good. I mean, but I mean, everybody has a black sheep of the family. Everybody has issues. We all have family issues, but at the end of the day, we all need to come together to, unite to help another brother or sister out in need. So, not to dawn on this podcast, but I'm just saying, it's just this one kind of hit home. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We appreciate you coming on, especially now knowing, that you're going through so much right now. So we really appreciate that you still take the time and come and share more stories with us because, we're greedy. We always want more Cooter. Who doesn't always want more Cooter? So don't even think that you're like done with us.
Everybody loves Cooter one way or another, right?
Right, that's right. That's exactly what I'm saying. So, and don't think that you're done with us because you're not. Because trust me, we'll be bringing him back again.
Yeah, trust me. There's more stories. There's more stories, and I mean, you're talking about 24 years of stories I got. It's just like I said, even the Nashville trip. There's so many stories about Nashville. It's just, shoot. I used to have the long beard. Like, I was clean. The funniest thing about when I went to Nashville, I was clean shaved. I was trying to be very professional, so I wasn't trying to be the gimmick. So I was like clean shaved, all nice dressed up, and everything else. But then Cousin Junior that used to work WWF, he actually pulled me off to the side. He said, "Hey, if you're gonna do a hillbilly gimmick, you're gonna have to grow your beard out and grow your hair out." So I was like, "Okay." So I took that and I did that. So I got some pictures where I have the beard down to here.
Well, good, because I have to see this.
I have the hair, and I even got I got a perm to get it all curly.
Oh my God.
I have to see this.
So therefore, it's like, it's funny because everybody's like, "No, you guys just don't understand," because it's like, from when I first started, all the hillbillies I ever saw was like, they didn't have the long beard, they didn't have the long hair, unless you're a moondog. You know what I'm saying? But now, when I got down there, and they was like, "No, you have to grow your stuff out. You have to grow your hair out. You have to grow your beard out. If you're gonna do the gimmick, you got to do it." And I'm like, "All right, I got you. Then I grew it out. Then once I got older and older, I got that little bald spot back in the back of my head. So I was like, "Oh no, this ain't working." So. But then, like I said, I had trim this up because the Psycho Sick gimmick, the mask is a little bit tight. So
yeah, I can see that. Fair enough. Other than that, I'm all for beards, man. I was like, wait a minute, but no, I can see what's up there. All right. Well, thank you again for letting us bug you. And like I said, keep a lookout because we'll be asking for more. But you have a great rest of your night, and we will be in touch soon because I want some information on some of those places.
All right, will do.
All right. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
You too.
Oh, Tori, I tell you what.
I always love when we have Cousin Cooter on our screens. Every time.
I do too. I do too. And the funny thing is, it's like he tells some of the craziest things, and to think that there's so much more, and we've never even. I still feel like we've barely scratched the surface when it comes to him. So I know we're gonna have him on again further down the line. And speaking of repeat offenders, our next guest for the Carnage Chronicles, I know. Oh, it is NC-17 JP and DJ Smoon. So we're super excited about that. I know you guys have seen them on a lot of our pre-show previews, probably with post-match parlor, because why not? They were on Slam Stories. And
we've
now
seen pre-show preview, post-match parlor. We've got the whole.
all of them. And now finally on Monday, Carnage Chronicles. We'll have NC-17 here. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you next week right here. But don't forget, this Wednesday, Slam Stories returns with one half of the Hooligans. Itchy will be on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at 8:15 p.m. Central Time.
Yes, you heard it from her. I'm excited for that. So many things are lining up for ringside, so you guys need to buckle your seatbelts and get ready for the ride, because you have not seen the last of the Sloanes. So be ready. Be ready.
That's right. All right, guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.